Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, and today I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at naughtylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable, and please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One. Good morning, Naughty Crew. What's going on? Happy Wednesday to you all. Good morning, grown woman. Good morning, Michelle. How's everybody doing? What's up, lovely people? That's right. All right, day 2 of the Diddy trial, okay? Cassie begins her testimony. And I say, who need the other 2 witnesses? Because Cassie's testimony is enough for me. Okay, because she got into the details. And to all you liars out there that try to drive this narrative, this is how you do it, okay? Cassie has been quiet up into this point, all right? And now we're getting the graphic details. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into what Inner City Press reported and also the New York Post. But Cassie kind of cooperated with one of the male escorts, and because one male escort testified and a dancer and the security guard from the Intercontinental Hotel, who is a former LAPD officer. She is now like bringing the story full circle and cooperating a lot of what they said. If you ask me, the defense is putting on the prosecution is putting on a good case so far, okay? So please, before we get into it, make sure you thumbs up the video, share this content out, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And also, donations are definitely appreciated. But most of all, please help me get in the algorithm because I had to take a little break for my health and things like that. But we are back. We are back in full effect. All right. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for being patient. While I get me together. But this is a full circle moment, I'm sure, for Cassie, because she will be able to release after this. She'll be able to let this demon go. Now, Diddy, even after she left, continued to harass and stalk her on a regular basis. When he received that achievement award, I think Cassie wanted nothing to do with him. That kind of fueled the catalyst of her dropping the lawsuit. Like, you're not going to continue to harass me. And Diddy has the mindset of a true narcissist. He views women as property. Thank you, Be More Shorty. Thank you so much. I appreciate you donating to the channel. Love you, long time. All right. She said, good morning, Naughty. Just a little token of appreciation. I appreciate y'all too. All right. Where was I? Yes, he's a true narcissist. All right. He views women as property. He doesn't view women as human beings. He's very controlling. He's very egotistical, and he has a God complex. That man thinks he's God. And for so many decades, he has been able to get away with so many crimes, dating back to the stampede of the college. New York College, okay? Then you had the club shooting, and let's not forget the allegations surrounding Tupac, Biggie, and Kim Porter. Rest in peace to all those king and queen. All right. Gone but not forgotten, and gone way too soon. All right. He feels like he's very jealous too. Like, but if he can't have his way, he's gonna make it his way. But shout out to Cassie for being brave enough to come forward so that she could be free of this demon. Absolutely. So I just want to give my naughty crew a trigger warning because there's a lot of details that are coming out in her testimony, and it's gonna make you view the diddler in a whole different light. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know what man is okay seeing another man screw his lady. That is weird to me. The cockhold, whatever you want to call it, is weird. It's weird. And it's disgusting. Yes, yes. So let's get into the New York Post article, and I'm gonna bring you up to speed because Cassie's testimony is continuing on today. Actually, they're thinking that her testimony is going to go on for the rest of the week. I'm just wondering what strategy the defense is going to use because she said on the stand like she did not want to do these things. She was forced to. Okay, and that's what's going to come across. And the defense is trying to say that she voluntarily did these things. Now, there's a reason why, because Diddy is very calculated. There's a reason why he had Cassie call and set up the freak offs with the male escorts and things like that. It's all a manipulative tactic so he could say, oh, she voluntarily did this. I mean, I see right through it. I see right through the smoke and mirrors. Thumbs up the video. So I want to get into the New York Post article first. And then we'll get into some of the details that inner city press reported on because they picked up some details that other news outlets didn't want to report on. So Cassie showed up big and pregnant to the courtroom, naughty crew, okay? Ooh, I know this has got to be a spiritual moment for her, having to face everything she went through while in relations with the diddler. Okay. Let's remember there is a major age difference between them. When Cassie was introduced to the diddler, she was only 19. And also with what's that music producer's name? I forget his name, but she was with him at first, all right? And Diddy, you know he loved to steal somebody girl. All right. Shout out to the New York Post, how Cassie Ventura is handling her star turn in court as she delivers emotional testimony in bombshell Diddy ex trafficking trial. All right. And if you ask me, I wouldn't need nothing else. But the feds are gonna cover everything. They're gonna dot their I's, they're gonna cross their T's. Ryan Leslie, thank you so much. She was with Ryan Leslie first. Okay. And the diddler felt the need to swoop in and take her from him. All right. So the Fed star witness against Sean Diddy Combs quietly wept in Manhattan court Tuesday as she revealed circulating new details about how he beat, actually abused, and humiliated her for years. Cassie Ventura, 38, with her painful and often beyond graphic testimony, including about Combs' baby oil fueled, often violent freak offs, X sessions that could last more than 4 days. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So within the first year of our relationship, Sean proposed to me this idea, this actual encounter he called voyeurism, where he could watch me have sexual activity with another person, specifically another man. The singer testified at Combs' federal ex trafficking trial. You know, the fact that he wants to watch her be screwed by another man. Hey, Smooth Art. Um, it makes me wonder, did he have some like erectile dysfunction issues where he couldn't perform? It's weird. She said, I just remember my stomach falling to my butt, said Ventura, now married to Combs' former personal trainer and 8 months pregnant with their third child. She said, I think I was 22 at the time, said the witness, who met Diddy, 55, about 3 years earlier when she was modeling in New York City. She said, I was confused, nervous, but I also loved him very much and I wanted to make him happy, Ventura said. The Twisted X encounters usually involve the hiring of escorts and setting up this experience so that I could perform for Sean, she said. Pretty quickly over time, I knew it wasn't something I wanted to be doing, especially as regularly as it became, said Ventura, who would soon sign 10-album record deal with Bad Boy record label. Eventually, it became a job for me, pretty much, she said, of the freak offs. The witness remained calm and focused through much of her testimony, but her soft voice would go down to a whisper during particularly traumatizing parts when she would also rest her hands on her belly. She cried at times, including when looking at video of beating Combs gave her in a hotel hallway in Los Angeles of 2016. Asked at one point whether there was anything she enjoyed about the freak offs, Ventura broke down sobbing. She said, the time I spent with him, she said, she also wept looking at a photo of her and her one-time best friend model, Kerry Morgan, who Combs allegedly once threw a wooden hanger at, leaving Morgan with a concussion. This is crazy. Let me see. So Cassie, this is some of the oops. So Sean Diddy Combs would urinate on Cassie Ventura himself during his freak offs, and once had an entire blow up pool filled with bottles of baby oil for the sick sex session. This is disgusting. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. Please thumbs up the video, and I'm sure the video will be demonetized, okay? But we need to get these details out there. This is what these sick mofos in Hollywood are into. It's disgusting. Sometimes Sean, he himself or the escort would urinate on me, Ventura told the jury at Combs' ex trafficking trial. Sean urinated at the same time. She said that once when a male prostitute peed into her mouth during the humiliating encounter, it was overwhelming. I choked, the witness said. Child, ain't no way, baby. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And Carisha, you voluntarily do this? You're disgusting. And there's Cassie right there coming out of the courthouse. Wait, this is Ventura seen heading to the court in Manhattan on May 13th. That was yesterday. The singer is a star witness at the Fed's Comb and one-time superstar. Let me see. All right, this is her describing the pool. He once had an inflatable pool filled with bottles of Johnson baby oil and other lubricants for a hotel room freak off, insisting the oil be heated and applied every 5 minutes so his ex show participants would be glistening. When we would run out, we would have to call somebody, Comb staff, or ask the bell desk and give them a tip to get more. She said the baby oil stocked in larger size bottles with about 10 in the pool for the romp with the male escort was just as important as everything else. We use quite a bit. It was always heated and applied to all three of their bodies until they were glistening. It was Diddy's preference. If he felt you were too dry, he would let you know. You need to be shining. She said that afterwards, the room was covered in oil. There was oil all over the walls, the doors, handles, and bed sheets. Ventura said oil, candle wax all over the place. A couple of times candle wax was poured on the body, my own or Sean's body. She said the main supplies were baby oil, Astroglide, lubricants, condoms for the freak offs provided by the staff. The room was usually stocked before we got there. If it was a last minute situation, I would set it up or Sean would bring them. She described the twisty event as a very choreographed experience. She said she got into the pool with the escort, even in her Uber high heels, because that's what Combs demanded. Yeah. With my outfit, my shoes, it was quite dangerous. It was Sean's idea. If it was something Sean wanted to happen, it was going to happen. There wasn't another way around it. Combs has pleaded not guilty in the case. So that's one of the encounters she described. She also described Diddy's controlling behavior. Let's get into that. Please thumbs up the video. Hey, Juice. Cassie Ventura describes Diddy's controlling behavior down and how she wore her nails. I had to look a certain way. Here we go with the white fingernails. Trigger warning. So, she testifies, sexed up control freak Sean Diddy Combs dictated Cassie Ventura's appearance from head to toe and ruled over her behavior, including by forcing her to call him Pop Pop after her grandpa, she said Tuesday. Combs 55 will rule with an iron fist over even the smallest physical details about her because I had to look a certain way for the freak offs, Ventura 38 testified. All right. She revealed how it could take all of that day time to get prepared physically for freak offs, where Combs would sit in a corner and masturbate, and he watched Ventura have XEX, usually with a paid male escort. He asked me if I got a wax. Did I get my nails done? Did I get a tan? She said. Nothing that the fallen hip hop mogul demanded. She paint her nails all white or just with French tips for a 6 session. Jesus Christ, this is torture. He would say anything from I look too Mexican with my hair like that to I need to have my nails done a certain way. Appearance was very important to him. My appearance. He also incessantly controlled Ventura's behavior down to what she called him. She said Combs wanted her to have a nickname for him and asked what she called her grandfather, and Ventura testified. He wanted me to have a nickname for him. He asked me what I call my grandfather, and I said I called him Pop Pop. She said he asked her to call him that. I thought it was weird at the time, but now I think it's just disrespectful. She said she got body piercings at his suggestion too, and her nipples and a lower private part. Combs went with her for the piercing on her privates. When booking hotels for their freak offs, Ventura revealed she used aliases such as Jackie Star, Frank Black, and Frank White. Combs also would require her to wear wigs and masks for some of the steamy X sessions, which occasionally involve women, Ventura said. It was his fantasy, she said, of the events. He was controlling the whole situation. He was directing it. She said she would be high on drugs, including cocaine, pot, ecstasy, and psychedelic mushrooms, as Combs made his twisted demands, including having her describe her SEX partner's private parts to him while she and the paid stranger had intercourse at times. Combs would go into another room and set up my phone and his phone on FaceTime so he could watch, she said. I would just want it to be over, Victoria. At their first freak off with a male stripper in Las Vegas, Combs made her wear a masquerade mask and really high platform shoes for it. Sean told me we would wear masks, and I wore a masquerade mask and definitely an outfit from an X store, Hustler or something, with some really high platform shoes dancing. She said she always wears a super see-through netting outfit, just sexy outfit for more sex stores. I would purchase outfits to show Sean what he liked best. Victoria says she knew the consequences if she didn't obey Combs' every demand. He would repeatedly, ruthlessly beat her and threaten her with blackmail if she spoke up, Ventura said. Combs has denied any criminal whatever. Deny until we caught in a lie. All right. She talks about the male escorts and what they were paid. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments so far. I feel so bad for Cassie. Yes, I feel so bad for Cassie to move on with her life and now having to relive this horror while pregnant. And imagine how she felt when all these memes were going around about the baby oil and stuff like that. That's all triggering to her trauma. I feel so bad for her. Or any woman that feels like forced to be in these type of situations, and it's the power dynamic. Diddy has so much power over her and control and things like that. But there's many. Her story, unfortunately, is all too common. um Even men without power treat women like this. Some men just have like a pimp mentality. So a male escort Monday revealed creepy new details about sick ex session he had with Sean Diddy Combs and rapper girlfriend, including how Diddy ordered him to use more baby oil. Y'all need to rub more baby oil. We went over this, okay? So I'm not going to get into that. But Cassie revealed they were paid anywhere from $1,000 to up to $6,000. And also if um the escort ejaculated too fast, Diddy took money off. It's crazy. I mean, how do you expect somebody to last 4 days? Like, are you kidding me? All right, let's talk about Suge Knight, his long-term rival. So Sean Diddy Combs ran out in the middle of a freak off to go confront his rival Sean Knight. The disgraced music mogul ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura testified Tuesday at his bombshell ex-trafficking trial in Manhattan. The R&B singer, real name Cassandra Ventura, said she was taking part in one of the coerced ex-marathons at the Los Angeles home owned by Combs, but on a break chilling when Damian D. Rock Butler came in and said that Knight was at the Mel Drive-In Diner. Combs quickly packed up and drove down there, Ventura recalled in Manhattan federal court. I was crying. I was screaming, please don't do anything stupid, she said. I was just really nervous for them, what it meant, what they were going to do. But her cries fell on deaf ears. It's like I wasn't even there, Ventura said. Combs later returned, but Ventura said he didn't reveal to her what had happened. It's not clear if he and Knight, a manslaughter convict and former Death Row record producer, ended up crossing paths at the diner. Knight is serving, he's serving 28 years. All right, and we know where Suge Knight and Diddy's feud began. It goes all the way back to Tupac, and this is why I look for Suge Knight to be coming up early in this case. I feel like they're gearing up to add more serious charges. Like I believe, in my opinion, the ex trafficking is the least of his worries. I believe they want to try to tie him to Tupac and Biggie. I believe there's a reason why they pushed off Keefe D's trial. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right, let's get back into the main article. So while Cassie was testifying, Combs didn't have any noticeable reaction to his former gal pal damning testimony against him, only taking notes and passing them to his lawyer. When Victoria first entered the courtroom, Combs ripped around in his chair to look at her. She stared straight ahead. There did not appear to be any eye contact between the pair through the day, as Ventura revealed one detail worse than the next about how he treated her. So Combs, who met Ventura when she was 19, he was 37. We heard about this. He'll urinate on her. This sounds like humiliation rituals. We went through all of these details about the baby oil. These are the ecstasy pills that he would give her. So Cassie, she went on to say, she said the freak offs became a job where there was no space to do anything else but to recover and try to feel normal again. Staying up for days on end, taking drugs, substances, drinking, having sex with strangers. 36, 48, 78 hours. The longest ever was 4 days, maybe even more, on and off with the breaks. It was significant, she said. She said, I was recovering from rugs, dehydration, just staying awake all that time. Combs has pleaded not guilty. This is crazy. This is crazy. Let's see what the inner city press is saying. The inner city press, shout out to them. They've been following this from the very beginning. Okay, so here's some testimony that was not in the New York Post. Let me see. So the prosecutor asked Cassie, do you recall all of the freak offs? Victoria said that would be impossible. She said, did you want to stop? She said, yes. I was humiliated. I didn't have those words then. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And so she started sobbing. She said, did you tell him you didn't want to? She said, yes. She said, I brought it up gently and I didn't want him to just do it with someone else. Prosecutor, were you able to express your concerns to him? And so the defense said, objection leading. Judge said, rephrase. She said, why would you talk to him gently? She said, I didn't want him to be angry. Let me see if there's more. Oh, here's more. Um, so Cassie testified. She said, I didn't know what no could turn into. And so the prosecution said, what do you mean? She said, making him angry. Prosecution said, what were you afraid would happen if you said no? She said, those times he had blackmail materials. And the prosecution said, what did you give the government? And so Victoria said, laptops. So there you have it. She handed over laptops. Okay? All those out there speculating. So the prosecution says, I've handed up GXB. Do you recognize it? Victoria, yes. I reviewed this drive. It has communications and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs. Prosecution, did you review photos on it? Ventura, yes. What's this photo? Ventura, me in 2004 with Kerry Morgan. This is from Combs Donaldson. You only saw her inebriated one time. Philip, I saw her pass out on the couch. Mr. Combs told me I don't think it's going to happen again. Happen today. The time with the other time you rotated. Da, 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 da. What's this? The prosecutor. We just wouldn't show the videos to the courtroom gallery and the jurors and everyone in the well. All right, this is them discussing evidence.
Today, Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. It's day 2 for real after the jury selection of the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial. Yesterday, we covered it in great detail. The jury selection in which the juror from the UN made it on, despite his claims to have that his office of counterterrorism doesn't work with you. Witness was I'm called a male dancer.
All right, we got into all of that. Let me see if I can find more testimony. It's kind of broken up, so I'm sorry. And this will bring us to current. What's going on? Okay. So let's see, it might be some before this. So the prosecutor said, why not a cop? Guess she's asking about why she didn't try to go to the police. She said, I learned this whole situation was not legal. Defense said, objection. Jury will disregard the last answer. How did Cash get there? Security, or he bought it himself? The escort Dave. Do you know his real name? Ventura Clayton Howard. Who is this? Photo shown to the witness. Daniel, what service did you use? She said a dancer service. Now Cassie, she detailed like the different services that she would use to call the escorts. That's the subpoena. And what's this? All right, that's when they'll break for the day.
today, Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. Well, Diddy docket, civil and criminal, of course. Yet we're live tweeting the criminal trial of Sean Combs. Yesterday, they finished with the male dancer Daniel Phillip, and then Cassie took the stand. It was really, it was something. You can find, of course, the tweets. We've also put extra stuff on Substack and some of the filings on Patreon. But the legal issue that's arising is whether when she's under cross-examination, which will begin today, whether she'll be allowed to talk to her lawyer, who's Douglas Wigdor, a noted Me Too and other, mostly a civil lawyer. He had a case with Leon Black in which he dropped out, but that's another matter. In any event, both he and the lawyer for Mia are wanting to say that they have every right to speak with their client during cross. Now, often it's said that a witness can't speak to the lawyer during cross in order to not coordinate, but the government and they are citing the Victims' Rights Act. Of course, Alexander Shapiro for Combs said that can't trump the rights of the defendant to get to the truth, i.e., mess up the testifying witness. So there's that. On the civil Diddy docket, in one of the many cases initially brought by Tony Busby, he's withdrawn from them, has another lawyer on the case. It was a Jane Doe versus Sean Combs case, in which involving, I think, 2014 in Las Vegas. In any case, it's been found and ruled by Judge Broderick here of the Southern District that Jane Doe cannot proceed under pseudonym and must either give her name by May 20th in an amended complaint or see the case dismissed on that ground. So there's a lot of this is how it's going. We're covering it closely. It seems to be going out all over the place, including Perry Match. Not that it matters. We've asked, believe it or not, to go international. We've asked the UN about it because they often are talking about, I think they put on orange shirts. They do all of this stuff. Of course, the UN itself is deeply involved in sexual abuse through their peacekeepers. These guys have full immunity. They're sent to some of the most dysfunctional or, poor countries on earth, the Central African Republic, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Haiti, and when they used to have a UN, before the Haitians, much to their credit, threw the UN out for bringing cholera and killing people. In any event, the UN is deeply engaged in sexual abuse, but has no comment on either this case or Gérard Depardieu or anything else for the matter. But what they do is that we've received leaks from within the UN, which we cover despite being banned from it, both of staff asking Antonio Guterres to resign because he's killing the organization. And then yesterday, a leak from Guterres himself complaining about leaks. Yes, he bemoaned leaks of his plans. This from an organization, all of this, including the banning of the press, an organization that pretends to be for freedom of the press. Speaking of which, also to be determined is whether the videos, the freak-off videos, can be seen. There was some back and forth yesterday. There was a proposal to have a pool, which I'm less certain of. Seems like the judge is not going to allow it, and we'll see where it goes from there. Now, it's a rainy day, and so you can see not just mine, but many cameras here in front of the courthouse. People will be doing stand-ups across the street. There's a little. You see that yellow booth there? That thing is out here at midnight, or even earlier, in front of the courthouse to get in. But we're going in. Inner City Press on the case.
Yes, stay on it. Stay on it.
Okay, here we are. Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press.
Let's see what's going on. Okay. This is 54 minutes ago. All rise. Okay, you are still under oath. Proceed. May I approach the witness? Judge says you may. Ms. Ventura, I just handed you 2 drives. What is on them? GX8, message and photos from the devices. Okay. Let's get Miss Ventura back. Okay, so that's just what happened. Let me see if there's anything else. This is 1 minute ago. Prosecution asked Cassie, did you try to avoid anything in the freak off? She said, I tried to avoid kissing. It seemed too intimate, but Sean told me to do it, to kiss the escorts. What did Sean ask you to do on your 29th birthday. She said a freak off. All right, this is getting back to the evidence. I'm sorry, it's kind of out of order. What did you write here, Ventura? This is all we do. I'm just getting back on track. I'm sure you can call Kim or something. Ooh, Kim Porter name. What did you mean by this? This is all we do. Ventura, freak offs. Let me refresh this to see if there's anything new. All right, nothing new yet, but this is where we are. Cassie's testimony will continue. She revealed details about the freak offs, how it was all orchestrated, how she would arrange for them to happen. She also expressed how like she just did not want to participate in them, but she felt like she had to due to the beatings. I didn't get into it. I'll try to find it. But they kind of ended her testimony yesterday about what happened at the incident at the Intercontinental Hotel. Cassie stated that she had a movie premiere coming up and she just wanted things to be smooth. So she did the freak off to kind of keep him at bay, so to speak. But he wanted her to do another one, and that's where we see her sneaking out into the hallway and he beats on her. If you ask me, there was a lot of coercion in this situation. There was a lot of force. I feel like the prosecution is doing a good job of establishing that. I also heard that they didn't want Alex Fine in the courtroom yesterday. Did y'all hear that? It was also revealed. What was I? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But because there's force, there's power, there's prostitution, there's it's gonna come down to consent. But these are all the elements of trafficking. And I felt like Cassie is this a very, very, very good witness to have at this point in time. But I'm interested to see how the defense is going to combat this. But for the first time, we see Kim Porter's name coming up. Suge Knight's name is coming up. This is going to be a star-studded trial. Absolutely. Shout out to Nicole Everything. I'll be sure it said Kim Porter warns him to stay away from their son Quincy because of Diddy. You full of shit. You still a poor excuse as a father. You still an unfit deadbeat. Like, if you knew Diddy was harming Kim, why would you leave your son in that effing situation? That's what the courts are for. Go fight for custody. Like, you weak ass, sorry excuse of a man. Sorry.
That what people were fed and this propaganda against me over the years about, oh, Buffy did this and adopted your kid and adopted this. There's no adoption. None. There's no letter to my father and all that. All crafted by a publicist. And if you haven't noticed, his name is still Brown. People thought I was absent, things of that nature. It was basically instructed by Kimberly.
How convenient for you to say that Kimberly instructed you to stay away and she's not here to defend herself, sir.
Told that Buffy wasn't too happy about anyone who had a relationship with Kimberly. I was very much under, listen, you promise on our son's life, just stay out of the way, don't get involved. Being told, please, don't do that tough guy Mount Vernon shit, you will get killed. Even to the point where I remember, to keep in mind that I can't go into that. There's legal proceedings going on right now, so this will be. But yeah, I will share that at some point.
All right, we'll see. We'll see if there's legal proceedings going on at the hands of Quincy. I mean, I'll be sure. Because at this point, like, stop dangling the carrot and get to it. I'll be sure. Stop dangling the carrot and get to it. What's up with I'm thinking about doing this. Yes, he is. He one complex man. DDG and Halle Bailey, she's making accusations that he abused her. And now there's orders for him to stay away from her. But is this another Keke Palmer situation? Like, don't play in my face, girl. I wish people would just go to freaking authorities and stay off social media with this. The DDG and Holly story. Okay, let's get into it briefly. So, shout out to Hip Hop Built for it. Halle Bailey accuses DDG of chipping her tooth, posting pictures of new bruises. This is crazy. So, Halle Bailey has reportedly been granted a restraining order against DDG after he allegedly chipped her tooth in an altercation. DDG, yup, I covered this. He was just complaining about not being able to see his son for 2 months straight. I wonder why. He was just on top streaming legend, Music Buzz, but now restraining order, court drama, and public backlash is Holly the end of DDG's career. We'll see, but DDG posted. He posted to Twitter, I'm chilling between I have no worries, streaming later on. No days off. So Halle Bailey's restraining order, it requires him to stop posting and streaming about her and their child. And this is what she wanted ultimately. Here's some bruises. Photos show Halle Bailey with bruises on her arms and chipped tooth following reports of altercation with DDG.
Stylist? Why are they saying GGTMZ? Let's see.
He learned it while on stream.
All right, I'm looking at her story now. What? Oh. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
Fuck all that.
But that can't even be real.
But,
that's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? All that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
Even, but I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta
just don't do it, bro. Come here. Fuck that. That's my real friend. We're not gonna do no false in this stream. He's a great. Feel like, damn, bro. Should I get a stylist? Why are they saying GGTMZ?
All right, he found out on the live stream. So DDG is ordered to stay 100 yards away from Halle Bailey and their son. I mean, thank you so much, Nichelle. I appreciate you joining us. Let me tell you something. This is why it's important when you're not married to a partner and y'all produce a child that you get things in place. All right. You have now got tricked out of your spot of being a father because you want to do these online antics, anything to go viral, taking him to inappropriate places where he shouldn't be. I mean, Kai Cenat is cool and all, but A 1-year-old shouldn't be there. And you should have discussed it with his mother. You should have totally discussed it with his mother. But I have a feeling DDG is one of these master manipulators, gaslighters, okay? Who's gonna try to drive this narrative that he's so fucking innocent. All right. Number one, you wouldn't be in this situation if you would have stopped cheating on her in the first place. Okay. If you didn't want to be in a relationship, you should have been straight up with her. But yet you bring a child into this world because he's the one that's going to suffer. And now he's not going to be able to see his dad. Why? Because you can't keep your fucking hands to yourself. Obviously, there was enough evidence for Holly to get a restraining order granted. One moment, guys. I got to answer my phone. Sorry. And we're back. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay. I gave y'all some music though. All right. So this is a really unfortunate situation that's going down between Holly and DDG. Let me see. Halle Bailey has been granted a temporary restraining order against rapper YouTuber DDG following allegations of DV. On May 13th, Los Angeles court approved the protected order for Bailey, 25, and her 17-month-old son Halo, whom she shares with DDG, real name Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr. The order requires DDG to stay at least 100 yards away from both Holly and their child, and prohibits any direct or indirect contact. In court documents obtained by E! News, Belly described a series of disturbing incidents, including a January altercation where she alleges DDG slammed her face into a car steering wheel. She submitted photos showing a chipped tooth and bruises as part of her case. I then stopped fighting back as I was in a lot of pain, Belly stated, adding, Daryl lacks an understanding of how his actions impact Halo. He is often verbally abusive towards me in front of Halo. Child, okay? Where there's smoke, there's fire, DDG, okay? And you're a classic narcissist. Like, what you present to the world is not who you really are. And I can tell you were frustrated with the situation when you went live about not seeing your son. And the first question that came to mind for me is, why can't you see your son? Well, DDG's mother decided to chime in, girl, woman, this is his problem. If you don't let your son be a grown-ass man and be held accountable for his actions, but we're going to get into it, Naughty Crew. I'm going to bring you all the deets. Please thumbs up the video. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked. DDG's mother seemingly reacts to son being accused of abusing ex and child's mother, Halle Bailey. I have been quiet too long, bitch. What you got to say? Hello, Jesus, take the wheel. So she posted, Tanya, I don't usually comment or say anything, so keep it that way. Keep that same motherfucking energy and let your son be grown. This is his problem. This is his problem. It burns me up. Oh, I don't usually do this internet shit, but you're doing it. You're doing it. Anyway, I don't usually comment or say anything on this internet, even with all the negativity, the lies, and hatred towards mine. However, these accusations have made me realize that I have been quiet too long. Bitch, stay that way.
I'm like, damn, bro. Fuck all that. That's my real friend.
What the fuck ever. You just gonna coddle and
fuck all that.
Right? Just don't say nothing. I think it's best that all parties involved keep quiet and let this grown-ass man in the middle handle his blood clot business, okay? Learn how to keep your hands to yourself. Go suck your mother. That's what you go do. He's related to Omarion? Oh my God. Oh my God. DDG, you got some explaining to do, okay? But I know he gonna troll the motherfucking... Well, he can't no more. He can't troll. Well, his friends are coming out windmilling for him, okay? Didn't we see this at the beginning of when Cassie dropped the lawsuit?
Bro, Diddy has always held his tongue the whole time. Bro, they've been through so much shit, bro. Real shit. Real shit. Nigga. Diddy used to tell me, nigga, she used to smack the shit out of him on the bed. He chilling. She smacking the shit out of him. Real shit. Bow, you sitting on in his...
Yo, there's no proof. You lying. You lying for your friend. It's no proof. If it was all that, he should have reported it. He should have reported it. He lying. He lying for his friend. That's all. Like, Diddy G.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You played yourself. Got all these people coming out champion for you.
It's been bow, like real shit. That's what I'm saying, bro. Real shit. Like I'm saying, bro. Like I'm just saying, bro. Like he not gonna talk or whatever the fuck he wanna say. Whatever, bro. He can say whatever he want, or you're not gonna say. But I'm not gonna let people think that my dog is some fucking abuser or some shit, bro. Hell nah. Hell nah. I'm not gonna let no people think my dog an abuser or some shit, bro. Nigga is not no fucking abuser. This nigga do not be putting his hands on women or trying to do that type of shit, bro. Bro, never. Crazy, bro. Diddy has always held his tongue the whole time. Bro, they've been through so much shit, bro. Real shit.
Y'all believe him? I don't believe him.
People say, and I seen some people say, oh, let me not speaking on it, whatever, because it's true. Man, that shit not fucking true, bro. If that's why is she coming out right now with all this shit? If that shit in jail,
because he keep harassing her and her son. That's why he keep harassing her. He want to show up when he want. He want to do what he want. And Holly trying to hold up boundaries. You don't just pop up here when you want to. You call and we have an arrangement. You got your time with our son, and I got my time. You don't just be popping up.
January, why she ain't do all that shit in January? Why you gotta wait 6 months? 6 months and all this other shit. Like, why are you taking that route? You can't prove
because he's continuing to harass her. You fucking idiot.
That this nigga a bad father. You can't prove this nigga a bad father. You can't do that route, or you can't prove that he's not trying to co-parent or do anything. So you,
I know the world saw him had that baby up at Cassie and our house.
You gotta pull this card. It's weird. It's weird. It's just weird, bro. And I don't like seeing my brother down or any of that type of shit. So I'm always gonna speak well, speak high of my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird how the timing of everything is. Personally, to me. If you want to ask me, I think Hallie's part of the Illuminati. People say, and I've seen some people say, oh, let me not speaking on it, whatever, because it's true.
Now she a part of the Illuminati. This minion was sent out here to spin a narrative on DDG behalf because he cannot speak on it. So he's sending his minions to speak on it. It's still fucking harassment at the end of the day. Like, and you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Just like Cassie. Nobody knew. The world did not know until she told us. Like, stop speaking on shit you don't know about. At the end of the day, you don't know what went on. And she allowed to report her abuse whenever the fuck she feel like it. He need to learn how to act. So social media naturally is trying to So Halle Berry filed a police report and restraining order accusing DDG of physically abusing, including allegedly chipping her tooth. And now social media users are now poking holes in her story. A resurfaced video from January of 2025 shows Holly calmly saying she was headed to the dentist to fix a chipped tooth with no mention of the incident. Why would she mention it on social media? Y'all weird.
I'm a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because I chipped my tooth and I'm just a little nervous. Guys, like I've always been a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because
these are like text messages. Just said Halle Berry granted restraining order. All right, we got all of that. That's her chipped tooth. That's the bruises. Gaslighting maniac. Okay. But we gotta let the courts figure it all out.
This page is not set up for me to read.
Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Oh, let's get back to Cassie. Bootsy comes out here to defend Diddy's alleged freak offs with Cassie. She like the piss in her mouth. You're fucking disgusting. You're fucking disgusting. He's fucking disgusting. If that was your daughter, would you feel the same way? All right, let me see if the Inner City Press got any updates from Cassie's testimony. Let's see. No, it hasn't been anything new. So I'll keep my eye out. We'll be back tomorrow, Naughty Crew. We'll cover day 3 of the trial. I'm sure it's going to be more explosive testimony. Prayers out to Cassie. And you know what? Shout out to her for being so brave. She is creating a roadmap for other victims who are going through the same type of situation where they're in an abusive situation. This guy spoke at his graduation and thanked Diddy and R. Kelly. This is disgusting. People are like losing their marbles, all right?
TJ Starks, and I'd like to thank my mama and my friends all from. All right, my name is TJ Starks, and I'd like to thank my mama and my friends all from. All right, my name is TJ Starks, and I'm backdoor. And I'd like to thank Robert Kelly and Sean Combs and for inspiration to me. And yeah, I can't believe it. I'm here now. So I'll give a big shout out to Sean Combs. So yeah.
Lock your daughters up. Whatever college he going to, withdraw your kids. All right. Shout out to New York Online. This is more testimony from Inner City Press. Cassie says, I thought we were monogamous. The prosecutor said, was it made public? Victoria said, no, I was his artist, also his family, his children. Who was linked to him publicly? Ventura, Kim Porter. Did Kim Porter name again? How did Sean treat you at this time? She said, we have fun. She said, what was his lifestyle like? Ventura, he had all these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit. Prosecutor, what's this photo? Sean and I at a strip club in New York, like 2007 or 2008, Halloween. How did Sean moves vary day to day? How would you keep tabs on it got cut off? Sorry. We didn't live far apart. He sent security to come find me or a trusted assistant. Like who? David James, Christina Corum. Was your relationship exclusive? No. Prosecutor, when it swung, could you describe it? Ventura, anger, zoning out. How did it impact you? She said, greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There was also psychological abuse. He tell me to watch my mouth and change my face. Did you see other men? Cassie, yes. Did Sean see other women? Cassie, yes. He said, I'm Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous. Did you move to LA with him? Yes. He wanted to be close to his kids who were there. How many songs did you write while with songs? She said hundreds. Most were never released. Some got leaked on the internet. Some mixtapes. How many albums on your deal were not released? She said 9. He said, did you get paid for them? She said no. The freak offs became a job. We know all of that. Okay. All right, this is when she shared details of the 2016 hotel incident. So Cassie testified Diddy threw a vase of flowers at her during the 2016 hotel attack. I just remember it coming towards me. I remember hitting the wall, she said. This is crazy. Assistant U.S. Attorney Johnson plays the video from the Los Angeles hotel in 2016. I'm going to show you the LA Intercontinental hallway again. Mind you, the security guard already testified corroborating all this. What's in his hand. Cassie, he doesn't appear to have anything. Attorney Johnson asked to skip 13 seconds forward. Now, anything in his hand? She said, my phone. Cassie replied. Assistant U.S. Attorney Johnson, Cassie, on where Diddy got her phone from. Well, he took it all. He took all of my stuff, Cassie replied. Cassie testified Diddy threw a vase of flowers at her during the 2016 hotel attack. I just remember it coming towards me, and I remember hitting the wall, she said. Cassie began detailing Carrie Morgan, a very close friend of Cassie, calling the police after the incident. She was upset when she saw me. She called the police. And as you may recall, Cassie 2023 civil lawsuit against Diddy. Morgan alleged Diddy assaulted her in 2018. Cassie was asked if she spoke to the police. Yes, but I didn't say who I was talking about. They left. Assistant U.S. I wasn't ready, Cassie replied. Attorney Johnson then asked Cassie if Diddy tried to come to her apartment. Yes, he was banging. That was pretty normal for him, but this is a pretty private building. She said she later went to see D-Rock, one of Diddy's security guards, and his wife to try to feel safe. Cassie was shown a photo in court. What are you wearing, attorney? A gown and sunglasses. I had a black eye, Cassie replied. She added, she had bruises on her legs, but changed clothes before the pics taken with Diddy. Ciao.
Mogul, Sean Diddy Combs. The video, captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs assaulting his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016. A lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that
all right, we've all have seen the tape, but I suspect it's going to be more damning testimony today, and we're going to be here for it, Naughty Crew. Be more shorty funny. She said, no more spending your DNA, sir. All right, you guys, I just wanted to bring you the latest updates when it comes to the trial. Let me see if InnerCity has anything else. All right, the judge had took a break, so I'll keep you all posted. I love you all. Thank you so much for the donations. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow with coverage, and I'll keep my eye out on updates on the DDG and Holly's situation. I mean, I think the biggest factor there is he would not stop exploiting her or their son, and that aggravated the situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I love you all. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. And shout out to the replay gang. Thank y'all so much. Till next time, Naughty Crew, I'm out. One.